Today at 352-404-4779. 352-404-4779. That's 352-404-4779. It will change your life. 352-404-4779.
All right, 12 minutes before 8 o'clock. Thank you for tuning in. It's the 16th day of October. I'm just wondering how the foliage is doing. I know a lot of you don't care. I don't know. It seems like something that would be fun to do. Take a drive. Anybody like the Sunday drive thing? I don't know if you ever have done that in the past. Yesterday, and it's just totally changing subjects. Yesterday, there was a story that I wanted to talk about, and I want to bring it up right now, about an anomaly in outer space. Astronomers have been focusing their attention on this thing in the skies that no one can explain. It's a weird light pattern. I was looking at an artist's rendering of it, or whatever it was an animated thing. Between the weird light pattern is between Cygnus and Lyra constellations, if that tells you anything. Astronomers have been looking for Earth-like planets forever. They keep looking for another place like us, I guess, in case we need to move.
Yeah, can you imagine? Pack light.
Anyway, the hope would be that if we ruin this planet and we find another one that hasn't been touched yet, that we take care of that one.
Yeah.
You know, but I think we're doing good. I think we're figuring out, oh gosh, we shouldn't have been doing this. Let's start doing that. And what I don't like with all the whole global warming stuff or the pollution stuff is that they're missing the point. The point is to be good stewards of the planet. Simple as that.
Yeah.
I mean, you could carry on all day about the Earth warming and try to argue about that one way or another. You could try to say there's an ulterior motive about getting off of fossil fuels or becoming some other kind of electricity or energy, rather. But it just makes sense to me to just look out the window. You know, look in the rivers. There's fewer fish.
Yeah.
Or look out the window and see the pollution, or look on your car and see the grimy stuff. Where'd that come from, you know? Well, that come from your car and everybody else's car. It just makes sense. If we can clean it up, it would be a better place.
Right.
Anyway, which I kind of veered from the thing. And so astronomers are looking at this light in the sky. Let's see, how do they describe it? Astronomers tasked with finding Earth-like planets search for the periodic dimming of stars. Okay, when a star dims, that means that something's passing in front of it, between it and us, right? And that's how they find these other planets. Which, by the way, yesterday I was watching Are You Smarter Than a Fifth Grader? And they ask, what is the farthest planet from the sun? And the answer they give is Neptune. Now, when we were kids, the answer was Pluto.
Yes.
Now, Pluto is still farther away from the sun than Neptune, but they don't consider it a planet. Instead, they call it a dwarf planet.
Yeah.
Well, so therefore, isn't it still a planet?
It is a planet.
Isn't a dwarf human being still a human being?
Exactly.
So why are they teaching the kids that the farthest planet from the sun is Neptune?
Yeah, that's the stupidest thing.
Why do they do that? Why don't they just say it's Pluto, but Pluto is really a dwarf planet?
Right, exactly.
It's the size of a basketball or something,
yeah,
whatever they figured out. All right, so they're looking for the dimming of stars to try to indicate that there would be something passing in front of it. Anyway, the light decreases are deep in this one thing, up to 20%, and they last for weeks or months, which is much longer than normal. So they're asking, what is it? Is it a swarm of comets passing by? Is it an intergalactic phenomenon that we don't know anything about yet? Or is it perhaps some construction?
Oh, my God.
Construction by whom? Well,
yeah.
If there's some intelligent life out there constructing things, well, that would be extraterrestrial life. That's what they're saying. Some researchers are putting their money on the comet theory, but that's just a highly educated guess. That's an interesting thing to look at.
Very interesting.
There's another interesting story you might find interesting. Earlier this year, former House Speaker Dennis Hastert pleaded not guilty to lying to the FBI.
Oh.
Yesterday, his lawyers said, on second thought, he did. They spoke like Jay Leno. On second thought. Anyway.
Three Stooges.
Hastert is accused of agreeing to pay millions of dollars in hush money to an unidentified person. He allegedly withdrew the money slowly and illegally, hoping the FBI would not notice.
Oh, my gosh.
But they did. The feds say he was paying the person off for some kind of prior misconduct.
Shades of Bill Cosby.
There have been allegations that Hastert sexually abused a student during his pre-politics career as a high school teacher and a coach. He is expected to accept a plea deal later this month, and 48 hours is expected to prep an episode soon.
Gee.
I think that was a joke.
You know.
Yesterday, classified documents were leaked that put a harsh spotlight on the U.S. drone program in parts of the Mideast and Africa. The documents were released by The Intercept. The co-founder was the first to publish Edward Snowden's leaks, you might remember.
Mm-hmm.
The new leak is coming from a second unknown source. The U.S. drone strikes often kill civilians, is what it's saying. That's not good news. At one point, 90% of the people killed by U.S. drone strikes were not targets. 90% were not targets.
Yeah, that's slowly coming
That is
to
not a
light
good
now.
thing.
Nope.
The military often labels these deaths as, quote, enemy killed in action anyway, even though they may have been innocent bystanders.
Yep, just like Hillary. What difference does it make?
The drone program has gotten a lot bigger under the Obama administration, which says it kills terrorists with little risk to U.S. troops. The Intercept says the leaker thinks the drone program is wrong, and the U.S. citizens need to know about it. So.
Well, sure. They just need to be more accurate in who they kill. That's all.
Here's another one. Something for your Friday, just to look at. The Wall Street Journal published an article yesterday alleging that there's something off about Theranos. Theranos is a Silicon Valley company.
Oh, okay.
Had a startup value of $9 billion, by the way.
Oh, my gosh.
You might have heard of it because 31-year-old founder Elizabeth Holmes is the youngest self-made female billionaire in the world. So the company, Theranos' selling point is that it has developed a blood test technology that works with just a finger prick.
Oh, how interesting.
The company says its technology can test for hundreds of things like cancer, cholesterol, pregnancy, and is faster and cheaper than the traditional labs. But the problem is, the Wall Street Journal says, that Theranos doesn't use this technology for the tests it does.
Oh.
It's using traditional machines. So they're asking why. Wall Street Journal says Theranos' technology doesn't actually work that well. Mm-hmm. And that the company has not been transparent about that, which might be breaking federal rules. So.
Of course. You're under a microscope.
The billionaire lady might be paying up a little bit.
Yeah, but she'll be in jail like Martha Stewart for different reasons.
Let's see. Wayne Simmons, who has frequently appeared on Fox News with the title former CIA operative. Have you seen this story?
No, I have not.
I was thinking about this because we've had a few former CIA operatives on our show.
Oh, yeah.
I don't recognize that name, though. But anyway, this guy, Wayne Simmons, was arrested because apparently he's not a former CIA operative.
Oh, gee.
He is accused of using fake backgrounds to get government security clearances and an assignment as a defense contractor.
Oh, gee.
Fox News, feeling that they've been duped, says, well, we never did pay him. He just came on as an expert, a former CIA operative, but they never paid him, so they're feeling like, well, we didn't really do anything wrong.
Yeah.
Anyway, he has been charged with fraud and faces up to 35 years in prison for doing that. Gosh. Good morning. You're on the air.
Good morning, Larry Robin.
Hey, Sonny.
Those drone strikes, that say kill civilians, it couldn't be because the terrorists find it a pleasure, I guess, to be hiding out amongst all the civilians, trying to blend in because they don't want to be noticed.
Yeah, that's what they're saying.
We find them anyway, don't we?
That's what they're saying, yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's what happens when you have people that, I don't know how to put it, but can't fight a fair fight, put it that way.
No, that is part of the argument. No, I understand what you're saying. I think the point of the article was not to suggest that we're doing it intentionally. It's to suggest that it's happening and we, the American citizens, weren't being told. Mm-hmm. I don't think anybody is saying that we're killing innocent people intentionally. We are targeting the bad guys, and yes, the bad guys are putting themselves among not so bad guys. We need to be better at this, I think, is the conclusion to this. We need to be better at this. You can't, if you've got a snake next to your dog, you don't kill both. Mm-mm. Does that make sense? Is that a good analogy? I don't know.
I think so.
But anyway, no, the point is well taken, Sonny, and that is exactly what everybody is saying. But the message is that nobody was being told this. Mm-hmm. Nobody was being told that 90% of the people killed were not targets.
That's awful. That is just so disgusting.
That is, and it is why it's news.
Yeah, it should be news.
And there's a new movie coming out today. It is called what did I say?
Woodlawn.
Woodlawn. The only recognizable name is John Voight. He plays Paul Bear Bryant. And when we have Galen on the phone after the break, I want to talk about the movie because it's a football movie, and it's a Christian football movie, and it's getting a lot of mixed reviews, and predictably mixed reviews. Those people who enjoy a Christian movie are really giving it good reviews.
Yeah, like the other one a few weeks ago.
What was the other one called again? Do you remember?
My mother saw it and she just loved it.
Yeah.
Can't recall.
So I have the trailer, the sound from the trailer to play for you on the air, and then we'll talk to Galen about the film. Maybe he knows something about the true story it's based on. We'll be right back.
Broadcasting from the Paddock Mall Studios, this is WOCA, Ocala, Gainesville, The Villages, 1370 AM, 96.3 FM, The Source.